very often, like extremely, extremely rarely. That is true, and you should all know that.
Hello, Mr. Girl.
Yeah,
I've called in
we've.
before. I
Yeah, I
talked
know.
to you about.
I recognize your
Okay,
your handle there.
you remember me then.
I don't remember you.
You don't?
No, I remember
Do
how
you
I
know?
feel about you.
How's that?
Guarded. I remember being like, this guy might fuck with you. Be careful.
Well, you called me a shitbag the first time.
Oh yeah, and then
Um,
you told me I called you a shitbag the second time.
that's true. And that's one thing I wanted to ask about. I was kind of reflecting on
If you could
what. Hmm?
change your handle to shitbag so I don't forget.
No. But I'm reflecting on what made you angry at me, and I felt as if because I was coming in trying to make a claim, make a statement, trying to change your mind potentially, or trying to move you. I think that kind of made put you on guard. Think stop trying to tell me what to do. Stop trying to make me do something. Is that fair?
I don't know. I don't even remember what I
Okay,
just
okay.
talked
You don't
about. I don't know.
remember.
I
You don't
have no
remember.
idea what's going on. My life
Okay,
is a
fair enough.
blur of just work and Shaylin wanting things from me and
Uh-huh.
cats meowing and people being mad and the FBI calling. I don't know what's going on.
But I do feel like you do have a negative disposition towards people who want to change someone's mind. You don't like debate, for instance.
I
You
have a
prefer.
negative disposition towards people who don't just say what the fucking point is.
I'm trying to get something that you agree with. Is that fair? Like, do you agree with what I'm saying, or no? I'm trying to get
I
common
have
ground.
I
No,
don't
you
want
can
to I
correct.
don't want to get
Huh?
common ground. I want you to just say what your fucking point is.
Well,
It's
it's
too late.
partly a question, but
It's
I'd
too
like.
late in the night for this.
Okay. So I think you have. I'm trying to understand
Yeah.
your idea of identity.
Yeah.
Like you seem to
You
have,
think.
for
No,
instance,
you think. What do you think?
I'm trying to ask you a question here. Like I'm
I want to
telling you
hear a
what I
question.
think through asking the question. But
But your
I think
questions
you
are
have an
like
idea.
don't your questions are like don't wouldn't you say would you agree with blah blah just say either
Yeah,
say what you think or ask me a question that's actually a real question.
I don't. Okay. Some of the things that
Shitbag.
you've been so, for instance, recently you've talking about the sort of the what's it called, the red pill community, people who want to, these pickup artist people, right? And you have a
Yeah.
problem with them sort of trying to get women to do things under sort of false
Yeah.
pretenses or they
Yeah.
wouldn't ordinarily want to
Well, to
do,
get
right?
women to do a certain thing, but yeah.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
even if the women actually do want to do that thing, if it's not under the right circumstances, it's not acceptable. So, like, even if the woman actually it does want to do whatever thing, because the guy is being somewhat dishonest or misrepresenting
It's
himself.
not that I think it's unacceptable. I just think it's immoral.
Yeah, well, that's what
I
I'm
get
trying
why
to.
they do it. I'm not saying that it should be outlawed or something or like stopped. I just think, I've
I'm
got
not saying that you're
qualms.
saying that. I get it, but
Okay.
you do have a
Well, you
moral
said it's not
issue with.
acceptable. Yeah, I have a moral issue with it.
Okay, well, not morally right. I mean, I'm not saying that you're trying to get the cops involved, but I'm saying you don't find it to be morally acceptable. You think that people should not do that. You encourage them to do otherwise, right? Or no, you can say no. Or am I trying to enforce my view on you? I'm just trying to get some
Just say
feedback
what
here.
you think or ask me an open-ended question or I'm going to hang up and change your name to shitbag on the server.
Okay, what I think, I'm
Yes.
trying. To me, your
Yes.
idea
Oh
seems
yeah.
to. I mean, it's kind of confusing because I'm not exactly
Uh
sure what you think. So just trying to ask you this question, but
oh,
your
then ask.
idea of what in like. So, for instance, this reminds me what you talked about before. It reminds me of
What do
you
you
ever played
think?
Mass Effect 2?
Yeah.
You know the part where you reprogram the Geth, or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which did you choose?
I didn't.
You didn't. Okay, I don't. But okay, to give context for the listeners, so there's like this Mass
Or
Effect
maybe I
2.
did. I don't remember what I did, but I think I didn't.
Well, I'll refresh your memory. So Mass Effect 2, there is like these robot AI species called the Geth, and they are causing a lot of problems.
No,
They're
stop it.
at
Stop.
war.
Just say what you
Okay,
think. Stop it. Stop it. Stop this. Stop. Say what you think. Please.
I have to get some groundwork.
Shitbag.
Yeah,
Say what you think.
to me, with the way you describe what is right and wrong depends on an idea of what someone truly wants, what has a true identity of what they want. So, like, if I change your minds, you kind of see that, or if I'm trying to change someone's mind, I'm trying to get someone to do something,
What do
you
you
see it.
think? You're saying what I think. Stop telling me
I'm,
what I think. Tell me what you think.
okay, I gotta tell you what you think to tell you what I think about what you think.
No,
So
just say
it
what
seems
you
like
think.
I think some of the views that you have are kind of hard to reconcile without having some idea of like an identity of someone wanting something that has to come first.
What
Like
do you
it seems
think?
a bit incoherent, because I'm trying to ask you questions, but you're not giving me anything to go
I don't
on.
know. I don't want to answer your questions anymore. I've heard about enough of your questions. I want to know what you think, or I want to
Okay,
monologue.
give me a question then.
I don't have any questions.
You keep interrupting me when I'm trying to tell you what I think,
I'm interrupting you
but
because I want to hear less of what you're saying. If I ask you a question, I'm just going to hear more. That would be backwards. I want you to just say what you think, or ask me a very broad, open question, and I will just briefly say what I think.
okay. What is it that makes it wrong for the pickup artist to do that thing? Why is it wrong?
I will attempt to answer your follow-up questions in my original question. It's wrong because it's dishonest, and a test for the honesty of it is, as I said earlier, if the woman you've convinced to have sex with you could see a videotape of you over the past 24 hours, or read your thoughts, or see the videos that you've been watching, or see videos of you approaching other women, the last 50 women you've approached, would she still want to have sex with you? Or is it the obfuscation of these facts that is making her willing to have sex with you? Thus, you're kind of lying or hiding something from her. So I can understand your concept of like, there's not like a really true, real you, but there are basic things like, are you telling her that you have a job that you don't actually have? Are you telling her that your name is something different from what it actually is? Are you dressing
Sure.
in a way that obfuscates something about your body that you're hiding? Are you like, if she saw you talk to your best friend, would she be like, oh, you seem like a completely different person now. This is really weird. Those kinds of things I think are common when you're running game.
But so where the wrongness you say comes from dishonesty, right? So what if someone didn't intend to be dishonest, but they happened to act in a way that was obfuscating something?
Then I think the woman might feel like she had made a mistake, but I don't think she would feel like you tricked her.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some people who just naturally act really different on dates from how they normally act. And then you hang out with them a few times and you're like, wow, on their first date, you're like a completely different person. Or you see them around their friends and you're like, oh, this is what you're actually like. I see. Or you see the inside of their house and you're like, oh, I thought you were put together, but you're a fucking slob. I understand. That's normal. Everybody projects something else that's a little different from how they are to some degree. But when you're knowingly doing it intentionally, I think that the reaction to that is going to be a lot more negative and the person's going to feel a lot more skeeved out. That you're like, I knew that if you saw the real me, you would not want to have sex. The real me is vagina repellent. So I put on the fake me. I copied somebody else's answers on the sex test. And I'm doing an impression of that person, and that's the person you actually want to have sex with. If I was myself, you wouldn't want to have sex with me. That, I think, is a repulsive idea to women, to the point where I am saying that I think it's wrong.
There is an expectation in a dating scenario that people know people are putting their best foot forward on either side, right?
I already
But you would
addressed
say
this.
that shouldn't be there at all. That shouldn't
No, I didn't
be...
say that. No, motherfucker, I already
Okay.
addressed that, and I already responded to this before you even said it.
Okay, so you're saying people, if they naturally would act differently, that's fine. But if people are intending to act differently, that's not fine?
No, I didn't say that either.
Okay.
I said, to some extent, there is an expectation that everybody's going to try to present themselves in a flattering light on a date. The question is, to what extent are you doing that? And if you're going on the date knowing that you are copying certain tools for tricking women into having sex from somebody else, because if a woman actually met the real you, she would strongly dislike you, and particularly if she knew you were copying these tools from a pickup artist, if she knew you were saying shit that you read in a pickup artist book, and then she would not want to have sex with you, I think it is unethical to convince that woman to have sex with you. Stop trying to reduce that very nuanced and specific answer to a vague question that you're going to ask me, and then say, because your stance is so vague, here's some nuance. I already answered all your questions.
Okay, but you're saying this. What makes it bad stems from the dishonesty of it. You're saying
no, I didn't fucking say that. I would never say a sentence that fucking reductive. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say what makes it bad stems from dishonesty. I don't say stems. I wouldn't say stems. Because if you say stems, you're opening yourself up to a counter argument that you're being too vague. Because then this person says, well, stems from. I can make anything sound like anything stems from anything. This is going to be a slam dunk. Now I can just say, well, what about this stems from this, and this stems from this? Is this? And it's just mush. It just turns into mush. I clearly articulated what I think is wrong about pickup artistry and why I think it's different from putting your best foot forward. I already answered everything you could possibly ever ask about this. And then you're replying as though you don't know my stance still.
I get your broad stance, but I'm trying to sort of get into where is it coming from, or like what is the impetus for this feeling, like at a lower level. So when I say stems, I'm not trying to be stems. Is not intended to be vague. It's intended to be specific, and to say the problem comes from a very particular place, which is dishonesty. Which, if you remove that, that would make the difference, right? I'm trying to, summarize your view in a way that I can comprehend.
That's
neatly.
not a summary.
Okay, you can say it's not.
Stop it. Show. Listen, let me respond. That's not a summary. That's different from a summary. So if you say, what makes your car go? And I say, there's a big lithium battery, and then there's a motor, and then the motor's connected to the wheels, and the wheels are connected to a steering wheel. And the steering wheel is connected to a bunch of other electronics, and the other electronics are connected to a small normal car battery. And then you say, okay, so if I took this small car battery out, your car wouldn't go. And I say yes. And you say, okay, so basically, in summary, the small battery makes your car go. No.
I mean, that's not what I'm trying to do, but
it's what you're doing. It's what you're doing.
Agree. Okay, I don't agree. But
there are multiple. Let me make the analogy more clear to you. Then there are multiple components involved that all have to fit together for me to think this is unethical. And the combination of those components, let's give it a name. Let's call it pickup artistry. And in describing how those components work together, you are saying that they stem from one of those components, and therefore are the result of one of those components. And that's not what I'm saying. Dishonesty is only one piece of the puzzle. There's a few pieces of the puzzle, and they're all working together to create a situation that I feel is unethical. And there are not that many pieces. There's like 3. And so when you're responding as though you can't understand all 3 at the same time, it feels like you're responding in bad faith because you have an idea that you want to advance. And I just wish you would just say what it is, instead of trying to gaslight me into thinking that I have a position I don't have.
Okay, listen, I'm not trying to gaslight you into anything. If I'm doing a bad job, that's on me. I'm trying to summarize. I'm trying to represent what you're saying in a way that you'd agree with. You clearly
don't want you to do that.
I did a bad job. Okay.
I'm going to
talk. Know what you believe. If you want to tell me, if you want to confirm or deny what you believe, I'm trying to get back to you to give you the opportunity to clarify to me. So now you have clarified. What you seem to be saying is that you can't reduce it to just dishonesty because these other components are also necessary. So by just taking dishonesty out, you haven't changed it enough to be fundamentally different, right? You're saying like a holistically.
No, you have changed it enough to be fundamentally distant. A pickup artist, I don't think there's anything unethical about going up to a woman and saying, "Hi, I'm a pickup artist.
Hmm.
Here's the pickup artist that I follow, and his advice to me is to do this. So I'm going to do this now. And now I'm doing this thing, I'm saying this thing. And the reason I'm doing these is because I want to have sex with you in about an hour." I don't think there's anything unethical about doing that.
Okay, so sorry, I probably misspoke. So what you're saying is all these components have to be existent together, and if one of them is taken out, then it changes the whole thing to be
Maybe.
not the same.
It
Yeah.
might, but the combination
Okay.
pickup artistry is the thing I'm criticizing. So if you
The
take
interrelations would make it bad, rather than one particular
pickup
thing.
artistry, I think pickup artistry is immoral. So if you're like, well, what part of pickup artistry? And then you say, well, what if there's other situations that are like that? And I'm like, well, the situation that I'm criticizing is pickup.
I
Picking
understand.
up women is okay.
But presumably, you're criticizing on the basis of a consistent critique you'd have of other things too. So you apply sort of a framework of like a moral framework, you could say, that applies here and also somewhere else. That's what I'm trying to get at, sort of the fundamental underpinning. But if
I'm
you don't want to do that, that's fine. You don't have
I'm
to.
so scared that all of this is a big lead up to you just saying your thesis. And it's like, just say it. Just say it.
My major thesis.
This is what the first guy, hey, fuck you. I'm gonna hang up on you. This is what the first guy was warning us about. This is what he was trying to tell me. He was saying these people won't say what they think. They want you to say it for them. And it's exactly what you're doing. I'm not going to say another fucking thing until something happens. I don't know what my stance is. You have to say what you think. Say your thesis. Imagine you're at an open mic night.
Okay, I was just saying it. I mean, I don't really have much of one, but here's what it
Then
vaguely
shut
is.
the fuck up.
Okay.
Think until you have a thesis. Make a fucking point in your mind and then push it out of your mouth.
Listening to you talk about these issues, it seemed as if the basis was a bit incoherent. So I would say that you're claiming, you're building up sort of an artifice of what sort of you truly what you would want in your best
I don't
intention.
care. I no longer care what you
seems like
think.
that
I don't
might
care. I don't
dissolve
want
some-
your feedback anymore. You had your chance and you blew it. Just say what you think about pickup artistry.
It's not even about pickup artistry. I don't really care about pickup artistry. I mean, I think you're probably right. I think it is kind of skeevy.
Nice.
I'm just trying to explore your moral system, basically. But like,
What's your moral system?
I mean, I think that some things are bad if they lead to bad outcomes. I think that so to the
Okay,
degree
and
that
obviously I am saying that the tools themselves are bad, whether they lead to bad outcomes or not. So I think it's wrong to pick up a woman, even if she likes it and doesn't feel raped by it. And you think it's wrong to pick up a woman if she does feel raped by it.
that's maybe a fair summary. But I think there's also concerns like if you're doing something wrong or doing something that actually harms her in a way that she might want it, but she might harm her in a greater way. That could also be bad too. Like if you're putting people in sort of negative relationships, that could be bad as well. I have concerns other than that, but I'm trying to. You're saying you care about it on the basis of intention or other things than what I'm saying. Now I'm saying where's that stemming from? Where does that come from at a lower level? Like for instance, I mean, you may not want me to say this, but I've heard you mention before. You with your video when you're in a plane, you're saying that you don't like people sort of lying based on how they dress or how they wear makeup about their sort of physical characteristics, about their genetics, right? Is that fair?
Yeah.
So I have one question I thought of to ask you about this is so
What
let's
is
say someone is deficient in a vitamin that makes their hair not grow well, and they start taking this vitamin, right? You would not consider that to be bad, right? You would consider that to be not dishonest. Is that fair?
Right. That's fair.
But what if someone put a chemical that was designed by a scientist to make hair grow back? Would that be dishonest?
I don't use it.
No, but I'm asking if would you find it dishonest?
I would like to. My hair is thinning. I would like to have more hair. I would like to have the hair of my youth. I know if I put that shit on my head, it'll probably come back.
Mm-hmm. But you don't because you find it immoral?
Yeah. It goes against everything I believe in.
But so what is the difference? This is what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to explore this. Why are these two things different?
Um, one is a deficiency of a
Hmm.
vitamin that makes you healthy when you have it. It's like a health issue. And the other is taking drugs that have negative side effects that are bad for you to make it look like your genes are better than they are.
Okay, what if they had no side effects? Does that change anything?
I don't know. I'd probably need to understand more about the mechanism of the way they work.
So,
So, like, it depends on how you frame it. Like, yeah, you could frame hair loss as a health issue, and then if you
mhm,
solve the health issue, then it's like, no, it's like brushing your teeth. But you can also frame it as a cosmetic issue. And I think it's pretty
mhm,
clear that most hair loss treatments are a cosmetic um, remedy with negative health side effects.
sure.
So we don't have to split hairs. I think we just
Okay,
know
well,
we know what's going on when somebody does that.
oh, I mean, yeah, I can agree on some level, but to me, these two things, the distinction you're drawing, I don't really see it as being as natural as you do. I mean, to me, it seems like the same thing. The framing, it seems the way you're framing is that one is sort of healthy and natural, but I don't really see that as being fundamental to the project. It seems like that's
No,
sort of
no,
gloss
shut
you put
up. No,
over it.
shut up. You don't think they're the same. You don't think brushing your teeth is the same as whitening your teeth. They're different.
They're not literally the same, but I think that
Bleaching your
it's
teeth fucks them up more, but makes them look better, and brushing them makes them actually better.
you're right. Which is why I asked you about what if there's
So
no side
stop
effects.
pretending you don't know the difference between a
Well, if you're saying
cosmetic
the difference
remedy.
is
Wait, stop lying. Stop it, shitbag. You know the difference. I can give you a million examples. You know the difference between like going out and getting exercise and getting silicone muscle implants. They're obviously fucking different.
oh yeah, they're different, but they're not different in the way that I think that you think it's different. So I think that I would look at
They're
the
different in the
negative.
way that they're different. It's obvious how they're different. Is it dishonest and immoral for an autistic person to mask in order to get laid? Should they always reveal that they're using techniques to fit in? I mean, when you say should, again, are you asking me about the morality of the person that they're fucking? Yes. It's obviously more moral for them to be honest about who they are and say, "Hey, I'm autistic and this is me navigating the situation." That's obviously better for the person that they're trying to have sex with. But is it moral to tell autistic people like just be weirdos and never have sex? I understand why you'd want to do that, and so it's a quandary. It's
Well, I mean, that's not what I thought of too. But in
but
forget,
you saying that you don't see the difference between a medication that artificially and with risk to your health makes your hair grow back versus solving a vitamin deficiency that was causing hair loss is it just feels like you're so dishonest that I can't do it. So you can have the final word, and then I have to move to the next and final caller.
okay. Well, I wanted to put the point, or put the caveat that it was not negative or did not have bad side effects to bring them more in line. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a difference between working out and putting whatever these weird things make you look like a big muscle. Obviously, there's a huge difference. Um,
Okay.
but if there is a way to become stronger without having to do anything that is actually negatively affecting you, like I mean, maybe take creatine, which actually does make it easier to build muscle, right? It's not natural, but it seems to be healthy for you, and I don't think
Yeah.
anything is wrong with that. So what I'm focused on, if you don't believe me, I don't know what I could possibly do to express that actually this is how I think, is what are the positive effects, what are the negative effects? Um, you know, but I think that I think that there are differences, and I mean, you're saying you don't believe that, and on some level that's true, but that's because there's a lot of things surrounding it. So like teeth whitening.
Hey, this is your
You know,
final thing. I need you to wrap
okay,
this up. We gotta end this
right,
shit.
all right. Teeth whitening. There's sort of a context that makes it people are aware this is not good for you. This is actually bad for you, and people are doing it for vanity reasons, and that's the only reason you'd ever even go near it. And
Yeah.
brushing your teeth is framed as a good for your health. But both of these things are a mix of good for you and appearance. And I think if you get down to the fundamentals, the difference that's there kind of disappears. That's what I would say. If you get down to a very extreme example,
You gotta stop. Can you?
That's it.
Can't you? Can you
This is the
stop?
last. Yeah, that's my last sentence. If you get down to the fundamentals,
Yeah.
with a very extreme example, I think that there's no fundamental difference. But that's my last sentence.
No more commas. No more semicolons. No more parentheses.
Do you believe I don't believe that, or do you believe I'm lying?
I believe that you are doing mental gymnastics.
That's what I see you as doing, to be clear.
Okay. I guess that's just
All right.
how it is.
All right. There you go.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Thank you for being respectful.
I tried. Okay. Last caller. I will stop touching them. I'll just mute myself.